What is up, guys? This is DT Ninja here to bring you my Naruto Gaiden Chapter 2 review and discussion. Guys. This chapter was very interesting, right? With the new, Uchiha. We have the boy with the Sharingan and the leader of the Akatsuki with the cloak. That was very interesting. The idea of Sarada, not having any birth records in Konoha. Now that was also very interesting. So yeah, there's a lot of interesting dynamics to this, story, and I like how Kishimoto is, making it not just about Bolt, but also Sarada, because, Bolt is a very interesting character, but the idea that you can create this mystery within, his greatest rival. And guys, remember, Sarada is his rival in the new movie. So this information, this path we're on right now is going to strengthen that argument for, this rivalry they're going to have. So it's very interesting how, Kishimoto is doing this. And I just want to point out something, because there's a lot of talk now, about who is the real mother of Sakura now, of Sarada. So, I'm gonna say it right now. It's Sakura. It's Sakura. We have a lot of evidence that supports that. I'm gonna show you a scan that I translated from Kishimoto himself from the Boruto movie. It states that it is their child. So. That is what I'm gonna go with. And also, just look back at the original series. I mean, you really think that Kishimoto would create such a complex relationship and just destroy it immediately? I mean, that would shatter everything that was, gone through the entire series. Not only that, but it would take away Naruto's promise of a lifetime, because not only was Naruto's promise of a lifetime to bring him back into the village, but it was also just, to make Sakura happy. And, as we all know, it made Sakura look pitiful in this new upcoming, in this series, when we saw in Chapter 1. But actually, I think there's just mystery to create, interest in the series. And what better way to do that than, identity reveal. Where do I come from? And that's very interesting. But yeah, later on I'm going to show you. Actually, let's take a look at it now, because here's the translation from Kishimoto. Actually, I translated it. This is the scan from Kishimoto from the Boruto movie. So check it out. She is Sakura and Sasuke's parents. It even says so. So yeah, there you have it right there. But in the manga, we're gonna find out, what crazy story, what background, what happened, because that's the real question we should be asking. How did this happen that they have to, keep a secret from her? And yeah, so let's get to my review. I have a few discussion questions, not a whole lot, but what I do have is a lot of theories. And so each of the questions, there's 3 questions I'm going to be asking today, and 2 of them have a lot of different possibilities. So yeah, there's not a whole lot of questions, but it raises a lot of questions. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. This is my review. I call it Remnants of the Uchiha Clan. Remnants of the Uchiha Clan. Alright. All is quiet, but one thing is certain. Nothing can escape those eyes. Suddenly, in the brush, something is heard. In a flash, he grips his sword. What the hell is this? These chains, and who is this boy? Chidori Stream! He is a skilled shinobi, it seems. A cold gaze revealing a Sharingan where he stands. Bakana! Remnants of the Uchiha clan? What did you say? That can't be! Why, Shizune? I know my records are nowhere to be found. I have to know the truth, and why my father isn't around. But Sarada, you know your mother loves you. Your father and mother, happy they wanted you to be. If that's true, then why does this woman look like me? Dad, look at you. I can't believe you can eat all that food. Do you want me to be as fat as you? Mom, there's something I don't understand. Why did you marry Dad? He's not even from your land. Everything about you guys, I just can't stand. Hey, Sarada, how's it going? Can I tell you something? But promise me, you won't tell anyone. My parents, sometimes I don't think I'm theirs. I mean, look at them. Do they even look like a pair? Questioning one's own existence. It seems we have issues. Hey kid, I wasn't even talking to you. And you must be the girl from the esteemed Uchiha clan. Yes, the Uchiha. I wonder if I really am. So, how's Uchiha Sasuke? He's very strong, I must say. Killing Itachi was a big mistake, so he must pay. Yes, well, I must agree. He's lost the pride of our clan. A disgrace. He's become this man. Hey, Sarada, I just came up with a great plan, so let's set out. My real father is out there. I have no doubt. That's perfect. So now I can go. I will find my dad. The real truth. I just have to know. And what about these headbands? Naruto, you don't need to worry. I thought I already said. Alright. Wait, it's Sasuke's hawk. So this is how Sasuke chooses to talk. What is it, Naruto? I told you not to call. Someone with a Sharingan? A surviving clan member? Or maybe that's not it at all. Well, I think it's best if we meet up with Sasuke, and then Orochimaru. Maybe he can shed some light, and we can discover the real truth. Well, we must deal with this before things get out of hand. We don't want another incident. So I'll take care of things here, and prepare for the graduation exams. Thanks, Shikamaru. You always know the right thing to do. All I have to do now is follow him. And I will be able to reach Father, and then... Hey, it seems you're ready too. To find your real dad, aren't you? Alright guys, so that was my review for this week. Is my words, my own interpretation, my thoughts on the chapter, discussed through a poem. So I hope you guys enjoyed, as always, and I illustrated some color scans at the beginning for you guys, so I hope you guys enjoyed. Yes, okay, so this discussion is in two parts. Part one is what I noticed, because there are a lot of things I noticed in this chapter. Part two is discussion, the questions I'm going to ask you, and the questions I'm going to answer, and my thoughts on what I think may have happened. Okay, so part one, what I noticed about the chapter. Okay, part one. This is number one. Okay, number one that I noticed is the title says The Man with the Sharingan. The Man with the Sharingan. Okay, look at the picture I'm going to show you, because it is questionable. Is this Sharingan, from a man? Is he a man that attacked Sasuke? Is he a man? Because, if you notice, the kanji for this chapter is shonan. Shonan means boy or youth. So shonen means boy or youth. So I have to wonder, is this, an interpretation by the translators? They believe the picture is a man, but the actual content says boy or youth. So I have to wonder. Here's my translation of this chapter title, by the way, so check it out. Alright, so if you notice, yeah, guys, my translation for the chapter was, Sharingan of youth, or, the boy with the Sharingan. It should be the boy, not the man. Alright, so that's number one. Point number one. Point number two. The boy's head looks like an onion. Seriously. If you look at the picture, especially the color scan, so take a look at this color scan. It looks like an onion, right? You just saw my picture, so yeah. Anyway, that was kind of funny. Okay, the third point. The new Akatsuki leader and the boy are not only Uchiha. Okay, they are Uchiha. He is an Uchiha, but I also think the leader is an Uchiha due to his words. He says the proud Uchiha clan. No non-Uchiha would say something like that. Okay, not only that, he says disgrace, which means he knows what a real Uchiha should do. Okay, if he wasn't an Uchiha, he wouldn't say that. So yeah, that's very interesting. Okay, point number 4. Everyone is hiding the truth from Sarada's birth. There's no birth records in Konoha. This reminds me of Naruto. Everyone was hiding the truth from him. You remember Mizuki comes up to Naruto and says, "They've all been lying to you, Naruto. They really hate you. You always wondered why, you felt all alone. It's because they told them to hate you. You have the nine-tailed fox inside of you." So this is very interesting. So Kishimoto is not only making her similar to Naruto, it's the feeling of it. Everyone, she's the outsider. And yeah, that's very interesting, guys. Okay, point number 5. Mitsuki looks exactly like Gaara. Mitsuki looks exactly like Gaara. He is from another village, hence the, Kazekage is another village, right? Okay, and obviously, not only his appearance looks like Gaara, but his attitude. Guys, the way he acts, my existence! The guy says that to Naruto. My existence, it remains for me to kill everyone, I love only myself. That is Gaara. Oh my gosh. So, yeah, that was very interesting. Okay. Next, point 5. Chocho is a freaking hilarious character. I love her. When we first got introduced to this new era, I was wondering what I would think about her. But really, she's insulting her parents just to save face for Sarada? That's amazing. Of course she's their parents. Look at her. She's fat. She's dark-skinned. And yet she says straight to their face, "I don't look anything like you." And yes, I think Chocho actually knows Sarada's, predicament, her inside feeling. Maybe she followed her. Obviously, you look at the chapter, she's right behind her. So obviously, she's been keeping tabs on her. She's a true friend. I love it. I love it. Great stuff. Okay, she reminded me kind of Shikamaru. Not just, the intelligence, but the idea of, knowing someone well enough, to comfort them. You remember how Shikamaru comforted Naruto when he lost Jiraiya Sensei. So that was very interesting. Yeah, so point number 6. Kakashi also has Anbu under his control. Kakashi has Anbu under his control. Yamato is on watch. You don't say that unless you have people, under you. Okay? Kakashi possibly is the new Anbu leader. Kakashi might be the new Anbu leader. I mean, he has the experience. He's been an Anbu himself. So it's very possible that that is why Naruto is calling Kakashi, because he is the Anbu leader, guys. The Anbu leader. Okay, point number 7. Sasuke is an Anbu Black Ops. Yes, guys, Sasuke is an Anbu Black Ops. He is sending messages to Naruto, and the fact that, he's talking through the hawk, that's very interesting. That's very old-fashioned, like Anbu would do. So it's very interesting. I love it. And it also explains why he's been away from the village, because he's been on missions. Sakura keeps telling Sarada, he's away on a mission. Actually, it's missions. Missions. Okay, so maybe he decided to stay away, even though, he's on this mission. He returns, but, his return is a message, not himself. So, yes, guys, I believe he's a secret Anbu Black Ops for Naruto outside of the village. So, yeah. Okay, and last but not least, number 8. Orochimaru was mentioned as if he can be trusted. Orochimaru was mentioned as if he can be trusted. Maybe he's a reliable ally now. Okay, this is very interesting, because what I thought is he is the villain of this series. But maybe Orochimaru has changed to the point that he is, reliable, and his information, can be relevant to them, Maybe he's not changed as a character that much, but his information is very relevant, because we all know Sasuke chose to follow Orochimaru to get information from the Hokages. So this is interesting. Okay, so those are the 8 things I noticed about this chapter. One more thing, actually the 9th thing, is that cell phones are used, guys. Cell phones are used. We saw the cell phone next to the drink where Chocho is. We saw that. The cell phone is used, and Naruto says, this is old-fashioned, as if he, usually text him, with a cell phone. So that was really funny. And I think it was Shikamaru said, he doesn't have time to charge his cell phone. That just cracked me up. And that's another thing about this chapter. It was very comical, mysterious, but comical. And I like the mix of it. That is why I believe it was the best chapter of the week, because it was just a lot of thinking, a lot of mystery, but it was comical. There was this moment where you just laughed about it, not as serious as it should be, sometimes, a serious chapter is good, but, it's good to laugh. So I really enjoyed it. Okay, part 2 of this discussion is my discussion questions. All right. So I have 3 main discussion questions we're going to talk about. Number 1, who are the 2 new Akatsuki members? This is Onion Head, okay? Onion Head, or the boy with the Sharingan. Who is he? And who is his leader? Who is the Akatsuki leader in the cloak? Okay, so just looking at the chapter alone, the pictures alone, when I colored it, when I illustrated it, when I went back and looked through it, I believe that not only are they Uchiha, but they are related to or very close to Itachi, because if you look back at the chapter, there are things that the boy says, I will kill Sasuke, but he's not only just saying kill Sasuke, he says it's unforgivable to kill Itachi. So this man, or this boy, knows Itachi, and is to the point where this is a disgrace for killing, this great man, killing Itachi. So I believe that. Okay, now, my theories are 5. I have 5 theories, guys, and I'm going to call them doors, okay? So door number 1 is Itachi's former girlfriend. Yes, guys, Itachi's former girlfriend. Okay, we know Itachi had a girlfriend. He was an Anbu, so he could never be shown with her, okay? Obito said he killed his girlfriend, but how could he know? How could he know if he's off killing other people? And yeah, how could he know? There's no way he could have known. The only way he would have known is if, Itachi told him, which he didn't. So there's no way to know. Okay, so that would be very interesting dynamic. A woman Uchiha other than Mikoto, so that would be awesome. Very interesting. It would make sense in the whole the realm of things that she would be very upset that Itachi is dead, that he was killed, and she wouldn't understand why Itachi gave his life for Sasuke. So that is very interesting. And what if she was pregnant or had a child, and that is why he left them alive? Okay, that is very interesting dynamic. So this could be the leader is the girlfriend of Itachi, and the son is the boy. Okay, and this would be very interesting because the boy could have awakened the Sharingan once he learned of his father's death, right? If Itachi, was the father, then that would definitely awaken your Sharingan, your Mangekyo Sharingan, or to that extent. So that's very interesting. But yeah, that's my thinking here. That would be really interesting. So that's door number one. Door number two. Shisui is the cloaked leader. Shisui Uchiha. Yes, because this is the best friend of Itachi. Not only that, we don't know what happened to him, okay? All we know is what Itachi saw, what Itachi knows, okay? He was dead and his body was found in the river or whatever. But how do we know that is Shisui? How do we know that? I mean, did they actually, do an autopsy on his body? I mean, how do we know that? Maybe it was a clone. I mean, we've seen Madara fool everyone, right? He used the clone for his body. So we must think about that. Now, does that mean Shisui's, his reputation as the one who protects from the shadows is going to be shattered here? No, it just means he's unaware that Itachi's plan to use Koto Amatsukami, his Sharingan, his Koto Amatsukami on Sasuke failed. He doesn't understand that failed, and he went to plan B, and that's for Sasuke to become the hero and die at his hands. So that is very interesting. So it would be Shisui in the cloak, and maybe the boy is a creation of, different DNA, maybe Madara's DNA, maybe, other people's DNA, mixed. So that would be interesting. And those Uchiha, those Sharingan are implanted. Okay, so maybe the real only Uchiha is the cloaked leader. So that's one possibility. All right. So yeah. Number three, door number three. It's Zetsu with Shisui's DNA. Okay, Zetsu with Shisui's DNA. We all know Zetsu can, mimic the actions of any shinobi, not only any shinobi, but their mannerisms, everything. We saw Neji, in the Fourth Ninja War was as Zetsu, so we know this is possible. Even I, was fooled. I thought Zetsu was being Obito when he fought Minato, so that is very interesting. So Zetsu with Shisui's DNA is quite possible, or his body. Okay, maybe they found his body and they, modified it somehow so that there's an experimentation there. Okay, so it could be Zetsu, but I don't think it's Zetsu. I hope it's not Zetsu because I hate that guy. I hate Zetsu. I like the idea of the information intel gathering, but I don't like the idea of recollecting the idea from the original. We've seen that idea happen so many times. It would be very interesting if we get to see Shisui, because guys, we've never seen him in the original series. We only saw him in a flashback. We never saw him alive. We never saw him, actually doing a mission. We just saw him talking to Itachi, okay? And that guy has so much respect, out there, so it'd be very interesting to see, him come as the guy. I don't think it's Zetsu. Okay? Alright, number 4. Door number 4, the survivors of the massacre that Obito left alive. Okay, so survivors of the massacre that Obito left alive. Now, we know that Itachi, killed most of the Uchiha clan, but he had help, right? Obito helped him. So, or Madara helped him, but we don't know who Obito killed. We don't know how many or who he killed. Maybe there's someone there he left alive, or maybe he didn't find, okay? Maybe they escaped death, okay? So maybe these are the survivors, okay? And that's possible. That's possible. That would be interesting also. Okay, but the only problem with that is Obito didn't really have family. So for him to leave someone alive, it would have to be someone very close to him. But these people have to be close to Itachi, so that kind of throws that out the window. But I just wanted to lay it out there for you guys. Okay, door number 5. Door number 5, they are survivors from the Uchiha clan that Itachi didn't kill and or never found, or they escaped death. Okay, it's the same one as 4, only it's Itachi. Okay, not only left Sasuke alive, but he left another alive. Now, this kind of goes back to number 1, because if that is true, it could be the girlfriend. If that is, true, then, door number 1 could come true, because that is interesting. The idea of Itachi leaving some survivors or not even finding them. So, yeah. Okay, so like I said, we have Itachi's girlfriend, number 1, and his son, okay? 2, Shisui and a creation, okay? A creation, the boy is a creation or experimentation. That's what Kakashi said, right? 3, Zetsu with Shisui's DNA, okay? And the boy would be an experimentation, okay? 4, survivors of the massacre that Obito left alive. 5, survivors of the clan that Itachi left alive. Now, like I said, 5 and 1 can overlap each other, right? So those are my theories on what those characters represent, what they are. You guys let me know what you think. But one thing is for certain, they want Sasuke dead. Whoever it is wants Sasuke dead. They are unaware that Itachi chose death, to make him a hero. They are unaware of the real truth. Okay, they are unaware of the real truth that Itachi, kept hidden, right? Okay, so the next thing. Oh, and one more thing. One more thing I noticed. This goes back to the part 1. In this chapter, the boy at the very beginning uses chains. He uses chains and a scythe. It almost reminded me of Minato versus Obito. That is why this was so epic, right? We're in the forest, and all of a sudden, there's the scythe and chain coming across Sasuke, and, he grabs it with his sword. That was just so epic. It was like... And then, he's using the hand signs, with the sword. It just reminded me of that fight. It was so awesome. Like, it was Obito taking on Minato. So, yeah, I wanted to, point that out before we move on to the second question. All right, the second question is... let's see. Why aren't there any birth records of Sarada and Konoha? Why aren't there any birth records of Sarada and Konoha? Well, guys, like I said, I'm not going to go too much into who is the real mother, because I strongly believe it's Sakura. I mean, I've given ample evidence to why I believe so. Look back at the original Naruto series, you'll see their relationship. But yeah, anyways, this is the more interesting question. Why aren't there any birth records? Why are they keeping this from Sarada? Okay? Just like Naruto was kept from the truth about Minato. Guys, this is, connecting to Naruto's character. That is why Sarada is the main character of this series. She's the main character, and I love it. Because, let's be honest, Bolt is, like his father in a way, So we don't want more of the same thing. And I like how we're focusing on Sarada right now, and towards the end, I think we're going to get more on Bolt because he has a whole movie about himself. So this is very interesting. All right, so like the theories I did for the last question, I have three possible doors. Three possible doors for this one. All right, door number one. Sasuke didn't want Sarada as his child. He didn't accept her as a child of his or the Uchiha clan. Okay? He, disowned her. Okay? And I don't think that's possible. I don't think he would do such a thing. It's very unlikely. Why? Because he said he will restore his clan. Why would he throw away, potential, not only for his clan, but his family? So, door number one is very unlikely. That is my hope. My hope, because if Sasuke did that, he's lost all respect for me. Okay? So, door number one, he disowned her. Okay? Door number two, as an Anbu, Sasuke is, on many covert missions. I mean, he's sending hawks, with, it's kind of like sending carrier pigeons with notes on them, right? He's got a hawk, and, he has these missions he's on all the time, and he has to be very secretive, right? If he's an Anbu, he has to, keep the truth from him. That's why Itachi kept the truth from Sasuke, because he was an Anbu. Right? That's why he kept the truth from his father, even though his father figured it out. They were up when he killed them, right? They weren't asleep, right? That's what was so sad about that part. Remember, Itachi is like crying before he kills them, and they know what's going to happen to them. They're not asleep. He's not a terrible killer. He was just like a double agent. Okay, and so. As for these covert missions of his, and the actions, he has to be so secretive. But maybe Sakura followed him. Okay? Now think about this. Okay, after the last, spoiler alert by the way, Sasuke saves the village. Okay, I'm not sure if, they're all aware, but the Hokage was there. He was about to be destroyed, and Sasuke showed up and destroyed the entire meteor that was about to blow up Konoha. And I think he didn't leave at that point. I think he stayed in Konoha at that point, He stayed with Sakura, and, they had their relationship, right? And no, they didn't have their daughter in Konoha. I don't think they had their daughter in Konoha. Now, this is where something, or maybe they did, and, it's kept from records for a certain reason. Okay? Because obviously Naruto didn't figure out his dad. He didn't go to the Konoha records to find out who's his mother or father. I mean, he had no idea he had a mother or father to begin with. So, that is very interesting. So like I said, maybe Sakura actually went after him. Because you remember in the final volume, she says, "Can I come with you?" Now, what if she's, pregnant, okay, maybe months along, and, she just up and decides to go, find him, okay, maybe, it's not so bad now, we're in peace, it's a peaceful time, I can go and find him, and I can, maybe, see him, maybe she misses him. She goes and tries to find him, and something unexpected happens, okay? Someone attacks her, okay? And this creates great stress, for a pregnant woman. Maybe Sasuke rescues her, kind of like Minato rescued Kushina, and he finds the Uchiha hideout. Now, remember, there are Uchiha hideouts all over, not just Konoha. So maybe that is where they're born. Okay, maybe that's where Sarada was born, and this stress, almost like made the birth more quicker than it would have normally been. But this is very possible. I still like the idea of her being born in Konoha, but there's just this incident that cannot be stated. So that's door number two, that Sakura left the village and is attacked by someone, and maybe Sasuke comes to rescue her, maybe not even Sasuke, but friends of Sasuke, right? Karin and Suigetsu maybe, okay, or Jugo, so that might have happened, okay? Alright, door number 3. Sasuke has another woman and they have a child, okay? Karin, right? Everyone says, it's possibly Karin, but I don't think that's even possible. I don't believe that's possible. I don't think Kishimoto would ruin the great story, the great complex, story between Sasuke and Sakura. So that's my feeling. Door number 4. Door number 4 is that she was born in Konoha, and something along the lines of a great attacker came and, Sakura was in childbirth, and what happened was maybe the child, maybe she was kidnapped. Okay, this is where it gets interesting. Maybe she was in Konoha, during childbirth, and she's kidnapped. Okay, she's kidnapped and she's pregnant. She has no way to defend herself. Okay, now this would be in complete secret, right? We wouldn't know. When Obito came, not many people knew he was attacking until the Nine Tails was taken, right? Until the Nine Tails attacked the village. Nobody knew they were there. Only Minato and Kushina knew what he was after. Naruto, trying to kill Naruto. So it's very possible that she was kidnapped, okay, and taken to another, taken off. And this is where Karin and Suigetsu and all of them come in to rescue. And I don't know if Sasuke came in to rescue or not, but eventually she was born in another land. Okay, she's born in another place, and that is what happened. Okay, so she's not born in Konoha because she was kidnapped. That is my thinking. Which one do I think maybe happened? I think it's either door number 4 or door number 2, because I don't think he would disown her. I don't think Sasuke had a child with another woman, and if he did, it's not Sarada. Okay, it's not Sarada. That's my feeling on that. So I hope you guys enjoyed my theories, my discussion questions. Last discussion question is, what do you guys think could happen next week? What do you guys expect from next week? I expect that we will see Naruto going off to find Sasuke, maybe Sarada, with Chocho. We're going to get a little dialogue. That is going to be hilarious, because Chocho is seriously my favorite. Kunoichi, she's my favorite character in the new series. I mean, she's slowly becoming my favorite character because, she's hilarious, right? She's hilarious. She's a great friend, and I just can't wait to see more from her. So I think we will do that. I think we will get a little bit of Bolt, okay? Maybe, with everyone else, Shikadai, maybe Inojin. Maybe we'll get something from Hinata and, her daughter Himawari. That would be very interesting. So maybe Bolt comes home and we see a scene at their house for the first time. That would be very interesting. I would love to see something like that. Maybe the beginning will show that, and then we'll, Hinata will be like, your father's off on a mission, and that's when we'll see, the transition to where he's going off to find Sasuke, and we'll see Sarada and Chocho, having their reconnaissance mission, right behind him. So that'll be very interesting, and I think the very end will show Sasuke maybe, by himself, but we won't see him actually meet him. I don't think they're going to meet him yet. It's going to take a little while, and maybe we'll get a little bit more from the Uchiha, members. So that is something to think about. I hope you guys enjoyed my discussion, and as always, have an awesome day.